Hello, everybody. Coming up on Sports Central, we've got a great show live from Sun and Fun here in Lakeland, Florida. Stick around, everyone, for this edition of Sports Central. Hey everyone, welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. My co-host, to my right, Sam Baker. Sam I Am is here with me live at Sun and Fun, and this is a show we look forward to every single year. It's a great time, and of course, Sun and Fun, the second largest aviation event of its kind in the country. And yes, we are blessed to have Sun and Fun open again. Last year we had to take a little break because of this little-known pandemic called COVID-19. But we're back, and they are back bigger than ever. Sam, what an exciting time for all of us here in, well, not only Polk County, but the state of Florida. I mean, this is really the first major event that has taken place in the state since the shutdown back in April a year ago.
It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually kind of ashamed to say this is my first time out at Sun and Fun, and it's just amazing, the capacity of what we're seeing and everything. But before we get too deep into our conversation and our conversation with our next guest, have to give a huge shout out to our sponsor of this first segment of Sports Central, Party Rentals Unlimited. Thank you so much to Party Rentals for sponsoring this segment of Sports Central.
And hung in there throughout COVID-19. They're coming back strong as ever. We're just truly blessed and grateful that the tourism business is on its way back. It's our state's largest industry. Of course, sports is number two. A lot of people don't know that, but tourism and those employed in the tourism industry are grateful as well. And so one of the things that we thought would be just a wonderful idea is to have a man of many seasons and many years, by the way, more than 30 that is, with the city of Lakeland. And when it comes to golf, he's right there at the top in the state of Florida. His name is Brock Witmyer. I have had the personal pleasure of knowing Brock for many, many years, and the architect, or one of the architects, of bringing back Cleveland Heights Golf Course, and I don't want to say fun center, but it is a fun place right there on Edgewood Boulevard in Lakeland. And Brock, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be out here. Appreciate it.
Well, one of the things that we've been keeping an eye on, and things have been coming back slowly, but throughout the pandemic, golf, record sales for equipment, rounds played set a record in 2020. I mean, really on track, but Cleveland Heights is like another step above that. I mean, you guys have been so busy. When I say you guys, I mean your entire staff.
No, you're exactly right. The golf industry was up 25% last year. This time last year we were closed. We were closed for 38 days. When we opened up on May 1st, we saw numbers that we normally would see January, February, March in the summer. So we were up 7,000 rounds being closed 38 days.
It's something that we've kind of talked about a lot, or at least you've talked about a lot, this idea of, pent-up demand, waiting for that moment that people can get out, and that's exactly what we saw. As soon as people were said, hey, we can get out and participate in outdoor activities and social distance and be outdoors and everything, they were ready to go, and we are very fortunate enough to have a place like Cleveland Heights Golf Course for them to, get out and play.
Exactly, and it's a safe place. We took all the protocols. We took everything very serious, but people needed to do something. We're seeing new people golfing, people that haven't golfed in years, out there playing golf right now. So we were just fortunate to be able to give some folks somewhere to go.
Well, Brock, the sport of golf, you're outdoors, warm weather generally, sometimes not always, but for the most part, and it's a safe sport to participate in. It's a family sport. It's a lifetime sport. It's a lifelong sport. And so we're seeing people, and you can speak to this, but that have never played before, and your driving, I love your driving ranges, by the way, are coming out, getting lessons. That growth of new people, I think, is going to add to the existing popularity of the sport for people that have played for years.
No doubt. I'll give you a couple examples. in the pro shop, we sell some multicolored golf balls, green and orange and pink. We can't keep them in stock because new people, millennials, or young folks are coming out to play golf, and it's fun. They want to have those golf balls. It's also, you'll see a new golfer coming in, instead of carrying their bag over their shoulder, they're carrying it like this, like a briefcase, and you know right away that's a new golfer.
Man, I think you've just described every part of my golf game as you've walked in here. But yeah, it's been so interesting to see all the people that are getting out and playing, and I mean, it's something that really anybody and everyone can and should enjoy.
Absolutely.
Well, Brock, one of the things that so many of us have enjoyed in recent years, the investment that the city has made, and I really take my hat off to the city commission for standing by the golf course, not only as an economic engine for the city, critically important for creating jobs, not only at the course, but outside as well. It's a tourist attraction, it's a sports attraction, but you've made, and the city has made, millions of dollars in investments in the quality of the course as well. And it really says a lot about the city of Lakeland and your operation as the general manager.
You're exactly right. We're so fortunate. If you go there at Cleveland Heights, we have amenities that go from Peterson Park to Wood Lake Park, all the way down to the dog park, the walking trail, Common Ground Park, the tennis courts, and all the way down to Lake Hollingsworth. So we have what we have in our community, folks don't have. Charlie Belcher was over last week. Channel 13 did a piece over there, and he was kind of blown away the amenities that we have. So it's truly a multi-purpose facility, not just a golf course.
Yeah. Well, and Sam, it's a golf course. Similar to the RP Funding Center, it's an economic engine that gives back to the community, not just in terms of fantastic recreation and actual tournament play, but when you're driving new dollars into the community, that's an investment. The city is smart about it. The Polk County Commission is smart about it. And they say, look, we can combine the best of both worlds. Great entertainment, great recreation, and an economic engine. Super.
Yeah, and also we have a phenomenal restaurant over there, 1916 Irish Pub. They've been a great partner for us. So we're getting folks out there that I've never seen before. Just come out and have lunch. It's become a real destination.
Yeah, it's become a pretty big hotspot for local college students as well. I know a lot of people there that frequent that area, especially during the live music portions of it and everything. But I had a chance to go over there, and it's it's a great opportunity to bring in someone like 1916. Another name that is proven and has been out there in the community in other areas. But it's a fantastic place, really something for everyone to while you're there.
It's a great place to be, and you've got 3 courses. When I say 3 courses, I mean 3 9-hole tracks, which is really unusual, but it's great for the golfers. Hey, I want to play the Azalea or the Bougainvillea today or whatever I want to play, or I just want to play 9. That's fantastic too. But a testament to the quality of the course and the millions of dollars of improvements that have been made, been the fact that there have been a lot of tournaments out there over the years. We had the Major League Scramble with the Tigers out there, and they loved it. More recently, the Ken Riley Celebrity Golf Invitational. I got that right. Yeah, and to see all those celebrities out there having a great time, I mean, that had to be a real reward for you.
It absolutely is. We lost Ken, and what a great guy. That tournament is coming up May 1st. It's a great event, and as you stated, Mark, the charity dollars that come through Cleveland Heights, it's about $280,000 a year, 30 golf tournaments. That really has an impact on Central Florida.
Yeah. I got a chance to talk with actually Mr. Hinson, who is now helping out a lot with that Ken Riley the Golf Invitational and everything, and he is saying nothing but praises about everything that's going on at Cleveland Heights Golf Course and the precautions taking place and just the quality of play and how welcoming your staff and everyone has been there. And he is more than excited, floored to have this event coming back, and knows that it's going to be one of the best ever, especially in this year where they want to be celebrating the life of Ken Riley and the impact he had on the community and continuing on his legacy.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, the golf course condition, the staff that we have, during that time, my wife's sitting here. I had her in the cart barn working too, as well as my son, because we were down some staff at that time with the COVID, and so we had play was just through the roof. So we had to get it done, but the staff was outstanding. And as you said, with the commissioners and the resources they give us, it's a great product.
And it's kind of refreshing. A little off track here, but I had a great Zoom meeting with the commissioners and city manager Sean Strauss, and he and the commissioners really take a business look at every city operation. How can we improve? How can we provide a better service or product to our citizens and to the guests from outside the city and the county? That's refreshing, and it's not common for a lot of cities to take that approach. But who benefits? The local citizens and the local businesses. Creates jobs, creates all sorts of new revenue. It really is a testament. But the thing, and I'm going to sidetrack the other direction, Sam, and that's about Ken Riley, because Ken's always been, he was a true gentleman. And when it came to playing in the NFL, why he isn't in the Hall of Fame is shocking to me. I know he wasn't a political guy. He's a sort of soft-spoken, nice guy, but boy, when you get out on the field, that guy was unbelievable, hard-hitting. But there is no reason in my book and thousands of others that he should not be in the NFL Hall of Fame. You've got his golf tournament, as a memorial to him, a memoriam. And we're certainly grateful for that. And all the effort that you've put into it, you and your staff, to making that happen, along with 30 or whatever the number is, 30 some other tournaments throughout the course of the year.
Right. No, it is. We enjoy doing it. And Cleveland Heights is a great amenity. When you talk about citizen surveys, quality of life is number one. And we're at the top of the list. We were the last thing that closed when the COVID hit. We were the first thing that opened up.
Okay. Well, Sam, we've got another jet taking off behind us, and my son Hunter and I, who is going into the Air Force, he's a second lieutenant, actually going into his flight training in June. We were down taking a look at the F-22 and Fat Albert and the rest of the really cool stuff that we have out here at Sun and Fun. But checking some of the action out, we have Jessica Roberts, our very own Jessica Roberts, and Peyton Pello that, hey, they're having a lot more fun than a lot of people here because that's part of their job. Yeah. So let's see what they're up to. Peyton and Jessica, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I am here at the workshop area during Sun and Fun, and here anyone can walk up and get a quick lesson about woodworking, welding, fabric covering, and even more. Let's take a look.
See, so now I want to get rid of this wrinkle here because that's good. So now you're going to re-grip. And you're just going to pull perpendicular to that too. And now you can press that iron. Yep. Perfect.
It's not like ironing your shirt. You just gotta let it twist.
We're here with Dane and Gage from CFAA. And if you two would explain to us what you're going to demonstrate for us.
Sure. What we're going to do is I'll show you guys how to just lay a simple bead on a sheet of steel. So what we're going to do first is just turn on the torch, spark it, and then get it to the right temperature. I'll show you how to do that, the process of doing that, and then I'll show you like what to look for whenever you're welding.
And then how is that incorporated in an airplane, in the building of an airplane?
So welding is incorporating in the building of an airplane, gas welding especially, because that's one of the most FAA required thing that they want you to weld. So it's required for the frame, so your frame rails and whatnot, you're going to connect those by welding instead of screws, way stronger, way more reliable, makes it all one piece instead of multiple different pieces. So, because you're basically fusing two pieces of steel into one, and it makes it just as strong as one piece instead of two, so there's no flexibility, and so that's how you're going to weld the planes together. So that's how you make the frames, so they're strong so they can handle it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're in the woodworking shop here with Ben and Colton, and we're gonna get a little lesson on what they're doing.
Well, what we have here is we have a wing rib set up for a Pete and Paul air camper, which is an experimental home-built design. It was actually designed in 1920. I've actually built one of these and completed it and been flying it for 11 years. So what we have here is just a wing rib jig, and this is how the wing ribs in a Pete and Paul, there's 31 or 32 of these ribs. So this is all like Sitka spruce wood that we've cut out in advance, and we've got all these sticks. So Colton here is learning how to put one of these wing ribs together. If you have all of these sticks cut out like this, you can glue one of these together in about 45 minutes or so. So we're using like a T88 epoxy glue. He's wearing his gloves and everything to keep off his hands and don't touch your clothes because it will mess up your clothes.
Okay, and so how is this going for you?
It's going well. Yeah, just started a few minutes ago.
So what have you done so far?
We put these in and then with those on as well. Kind of glued them on and stapled the whole thing.
Okay. And then, go ahead.
So we're using the staples just to hold this down until the glue is cured. And then we will come out later, and you can see this is one that another student made yesterday. We'll come back and we take those staples back out because the strength is in the glue, and you can't read those staples in. You should.
Okay. So can you give us like big picture? So what is the finished product? How big is this plane? What are we looking
This is
at?
what the finished product looks like. That's actually my airplane.
So now you know why this is my favorite area of Sun and Fun. Everyone is super approachable and ready to answer all of your questions.
Hey everybody, and thank you, by the way, Jessica and Peyton, for that great update on all the action here at Sun and Fun 2021. We are so glad to be back, and if you're just joining us, shame on you. I am Mark Jackson. This guy here to my right, his name is Al. I just looked at Al Snow.
I was like, we're having a moment. Start it over.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But Sam Baker over here to my right, the famous Sam Baker. And Sam, you know, coming out here is just such a delight. You know, all these pilots are so excited, and you know, families are coming out. The weekend's going to be packed. This is the first major event in the state of Florida. I know the Super Bowl was in Tampa. This is way bigger than the Super Bowl. Outside, everybody's spread out, socially distanced, and you just can't get any better than that. High of 84 degrees today. Those folks up in, or out in Denver that are just getting hammered with snow, and up in Wisconsin, they're still getting a little bit. Wish they were here.
Absolutely. I know everyone's ecstatic to be here. I mean, like we were already talking about, this time last year is the time that we heard the news that, you know, that Sun and Fun wouldn't happen this year. So everyone has been, you know, spending that kind of time waiting to get back out here. But again, couldn't do this show without our fantastic partners, and Harry Seafood Bar and Grill is absolutely a fantastic partner, and have to thank them for sponsoring this segment of Sports Central.
Just had lunch there a couple of weeks ago with Tony Camarillo, the executive director of the RP Funding Center, and had my crawfish etouffee like I always do.
I was about to say, what's your go-to? I always stick with the shrimp and grits. Everybody tries to talk me out of it, but I can't.
We're getting too close to lunch to be talking about this, but
Well, there's plenty of good food out here, so plenty of options.
we're going to go from good food to great people. Something we're so proud of here in Polk County, Central Florida's Polk County, that is we're the host, the official host of the Miss Florida contest. And we've had it here for many, many years. One of the ladies that was crowned, not recently, but actually almost 2 years ago, okay? Her name, Michaela McLean. Her mom is a bombshell too, but she isn't watching this right now, so shame on you. But
She's probably getting all that snow we were talking about up at.
yeah, well, she's on a mission trip in North Carolina, I believe, so great for her. And, you know, Sam, it's something that just really makes Polk County not a normal place. When you have Miss Florida here, some of the best talent on the planet, and Michaela was a dance major. You know, I had 2 years of jazz dance.
Did you? Oh, yeah. That actually, I don't know if I'm surprised or not, but it's
I think you are.
a little bit.
I just don't tell the guys in the locker room about that one. But anyway, Michaela.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much, and don't tell your mom what I said.
It will stay just between us. For
Okay,
sure.
thank you very much. Well, she was a delight. I think the last time I saw her was at a Tigers game with you.
It was. I was throwing the first pitch at the Tigers Stadium. I was super nervous, but Visit Central Florida has been amazing in hosting me and my mom, of course, Mother Florida, we like to call her, all across this Lakeland area. So,
Yeah, and you threw like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I remember.
You heard it here first. I did. So if you need a first pitcher, here she is. Yeah.
Well, you're the first woman in history to hold the crown for 2 years. Man, what a delight that has to be.
Oh my gosh, it is truly the craziest experience. It's never been done before, so it is a trivia question. Whoever's the longest reigning Miss Florida right now, it is me, which is so crazy, but very thankful. There's so many silver linings in having that second year, and now we're about to crown the 85th Miss Florida on June 26th. So I'm really in that final countdown of these last 2 months, and what's crazy is the next Miss Florida is going to step into this position and just have a long year ahead of her, but it's just one of the best jobs you can possibly have.
And that was going to be my question for someone that doesn't know. What is that job like? You know, you're crowned, June, whatever it was, June 24th of 2019. What have you been doing since?
Great question. Well, as Miss Florida, you wear so many different hats. It's not just one job. You have several different jobs. Last night, I was in West Palm Beach as a spokesperson and host for a corporate event award show. And then I can go from wrestling pythons down in the Everglades to then speaking to students on the risks and realities of drug and alcohol abuse. So you're an ambassador on behalf of several organizations. But as you wear those different hats, it's just all these different opportunities to influence young women and influence people all across the state. So you definitely have to be flexible and knowing that you're shifting gears a lot, but it keeps you very busy, and every new experience is one for the books.
We'll talk a little bit about, a lot of people don't know this, that Miss Florida is also a scholarship opportunity. That's a big deal, particularly with the escalating tuition and everything else. But to be able to have that side benefit has got to be a great feeling for you.
It really is. So the Miss Florida organization is the largest scholarship provider for women here in Florida than any other organization. And as I won Miss Florida, I became debt-free from the University of Alabama from the scholarship that I earned and won. So we really like to tell women that when you go for Miss Florida, yes, you're getting training and interview, and you get to wear this beautiful evening gown, and you get to perform a talent, but ultimately you're walking away with scholarship money that is furthering your education. So that's really the main reason why I did it, and of course my parents are very happy for that too. But it is the largest scholarship provider for young women all across the nation.
One of my favorite places to go when I go to UA, call it that, I was going to say UM, but it's UA, University of Alabama, is to go about 20 miles south of there to Tuskegee, Alabama. It's one of my favorite places in Alabama. Of course, it's home to the Tuskegee Airmen, which were instrumental and were very important in the overall effort in World War II. And so they have, been here off and on. Of course, they're getting up in years, just like the rest of what I call the greatest generation. And they are part of that. But Lionel Richie is also from Tuskegee, one of my favorite musicians. But I don't even know why I brought it up. But University of Alabama just carries me into all sorts of different places,
I'm really going to have to visit Tuskegee and visit these people, because it seems like a really neat place for sure.
We have very different reactions to the University of Alabama, I'll put it that way.
Are you an Auburn fan? Please tell me you're not an
I'm
Auburn fan.
not an Auburn
Okay.
fan, but the Gators are, I do have a soft spot for them. So, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Anyways,
Still in the SEC. We can
still in the
accept
SEC,
that.
We can
yeah.
take that much at least. So June 26th, our newest Miss Florida will be crowned. What can they look forward to? How's that experience and the competition going to go for someone competing this year?
Great question. It's going to look a little different now with the coronavirus. We're still trying to follow guidelines and social distance. We usually have the competition for around 6 or 7 days at the RP Funding Center right in downtown Lakeland. But this year it's only going to be 3 days. So they'll hit the ground running as soon as they arrive. There's going to be a preliminary interview, and they'll be able to perform their talent. And young women will be plugged in very quickly. But then from the preliminary competitions, we go to a top 10 on final night. So if anyone's interested in coming, it is going to be a great production on that final Saturday night of June 26th, where you'll see the top 10 compete for my job. And then from there, we go from 10 women to 5 women to 3 women to then our final Miss Florida. So it's exciting. It keeps you on the edge of your seat for sure, whether you're into competitions and pageants or not. I know you're going to want to be there because it gets intense.
Well, not, and maybe it's just the weird way my mind works, but my son Hunter and I were driving back from the F-22 and checking that out, and here comes a DeLorean right down one of the runways. Yeah. I'm going, wow. Well, so I'm going to segue from that into, let's go back to the future now. Once your reign is over, what are your plans for the future? Now, that was a long, long segue. We got there. It's hard to believe, because it's just kind of scary up here. Neil Duncan, our sports director, says he wouldn't want to live more than 10 seconds in there. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Michaela.
Yeah, so I give it up June 26th, and I'm hoping to get actually into TV and media and communications. So right now I'm kind of finding a job in that sector. I've been doing some entertainment and commercial work on the side as Miss Florida, which has been great. But yeah, looking for a job right now. So I don't think my plans are to go back into school. I'm kind of done with school right now. But I love Florida. It has my heart. So would not be opposed to staying here for a little longer.
I think she would be a great candidate for your sports marketing division, and you've got an opening there now. So there you go. We just conducted the official interview.
There it was. Thank you so much. We'll start negotiations here soon.
I'm not sure we could afford her though.
Probably not. But and we're already building your portfolio now. We have some great film and reel that we will have actually posted that people can catch. Actually, this whole interview and the whole show on YouTube later on Sports Central's YouTube page. Yeah.
And don't forget, just a kind of a promotion, sly promotion. You can catch this guy on WLKF on Thursdays from 5 to 6 o'clock drive time, one of the 5 most popular shows in Central Florida during that time on Thursdays. So a lot of good action there as well. So just a little bit, and it's 96.5 and 1430 AM, WLKF, part of the Hall Communications Group. All right, so I am going to go even further sidetracked, and your mom's up on a mission trip, and your mom, your dad, your family have been involved in that. How has that impacted you in your reign as Miss Florida, being involved in that type of ministry?
Yeah, great question. So I've been in ministry, and my parents have done mission trips all throughout my life, but I think it really was in college where I knew that it was the desire of my heart to further my reach and further my community service internationally. And ultimately, it did prepare me for the job of Miss Florida, too, because every setting that you walk in, every arena that you enter, ultimately, it is a mission trip. You're there to impact people, to encourage them, to minister to them, and you want to leave people better than you found them. So it really did prepare my heart and prepare my mind for any experience that I walk to, whether it's a corporate job or whether it's a church setting, to really use it as a place where you can encourage others and ultimately be a light.
Well, fulfilling the Great Commission as well as your purpose. And so part of that purpose, I'm hoping, is going to be that we can, or you can talk her into coming on board with Polk County Sports Marketing.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best. You're better than I, but.
Yeah.
Well, you make sure that you tell your mom and dad hello from me, and good luck with the mission trip and all that. So you text them, whatever you millennials do, I guess. I don't know. Are you Gen Z?
I ask that question every single day. I think I'm Gen Z, right? Gen Z, millennials. I'm 1997.
I gotta look at Brian Lacey because you could be his grandchild.
Right.
So, yeah.
You know how many people call me a millennial, though? I'm like, okay, sure.
It's just one of those things.
Right. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. Okay. Michaela, thanks so much for joining us. You've always been a delight, and we're looking forward to seeing you on stage and doing a little performing and promotion and so on and so forth. But for you and what you've done for Polk County and everybody here in Lakeland. Thank you very much,
Thank
and
you
we're
so
looking
much.
forward to seeing you again.
I appreciate it. And come out and see Miss Florida June 26th at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland.
Man, she is good. She is really good. Wow.
And now looking for a job. So
Not anymore. Okay, everybody. Well, Jessica and Peyton did a great job before, and we're just caught up in this wonderful conversation here, but we're going to toss it back to them, see what they're up to next. Mark and Sam, we'll be back right after this.
We are at the Zenith aircraft tent with Andy Ovens of Sun and Fun, and he's going to tell us about a project he's been working on.
Yeah, so here we are, the Zenith 750 cruiser we're building. I'm kind of project leading it, if you will, but I've got a team of really awesome Central Florida Aerospace Academy students that have been helping for the last 2 years work on this aircraft. So it's different from the perspective, our mission in this aircraft is to teach people with physical disabilities how to fly. So the whole left side of the cockpit is really adaptive controls for somebody who's a paraplegic or amputee. So we put hand controls in it, and there's a very custom screen you won't really find anywhere else. The screen is basically on a TV mount, so you can slide everything out of the way, roll your wheelchair up, climb in the airplane, and pull it all back. And you know, it's one of those things that's very unique to that market.
So if you don't have the use of your legs, you can't use the rudder pedal. So we were thinking about it, and we came up with this left-hand rudder control. So forward would be right rudder, and back would be left rudder. And with this, you can pilot the aircraft just as everybody else can with the controls.
When you're disabled and you take that check ride to become a light sport pilot, it's the same check ride you and I would take. So one of the coolest things we like to say is when they're in the air, they're a pilot. There's no disability at that point. So it kind of gives you goosebumps thinking about it because it changes people's lives. And just like it changes people's lives from a disability standpoint, and now they have an ability to do something, they can travel the world. But now I've got a team of really cool kids that it's also changing them. So we take their students, the high school students, after school, they come over to my hangar. We've been working on this airplane, but as a mentor to them, I've been teaching them different skills in aircraft manufacturing and riveting and working with metal, working with composites, stuff like that. And these kids are learning stuff in high school, and now it's a real world application.
So right now, it's really, I would say probably 4 people working on this aircraft. Most of the parts just come in as sheet metal, so we do have to drill a lot of the holes, look over schematics, very detailed.
So they're actually, you know, when are we ever going to use this again? It's an actual process that we're going through and teaching them, you know, this is where you're going to use it. Some things I have no skills in is computer design. I have an idea and we'll talk through it as a team, and the kids will be like, oh, we can design that, no problem. So they'll take an idea, put it into the computer, and with some partners on the field here, we'll take the metal over there and they'll cut it on their machine and we fabricate it in-house. So a lot of the custom parts on here have been done through the minds of a young adult. Really, really cool. I've seen, as a teacher and a mentor, I've seen it actually transform their lives, and it's just actually really rewarding for me as well as it is for them, because these kids have come to me and said, you know, I want to change my career path because of this, or I want to do this, or I found an interest I never knew I had before. So in one of the, you know, Nathan, he said, you know, this is the start of his aviation career. So it's cool to have that timestamp and be an honor to be part of that.
Central Florida Aerospace Academy has many career paths available, as of ROTC, engineering, a new course is a drone unmanned course, also airframe and power plant. There's also a few more, but I actually went and did several of almost all of them because I was interested in everything. So the current course I'm enrolled in is unmanned and airframe and power plant. And the airframe and power plant has actually inspired me to come and join this build. Because I was just interested in experiencing the actual real-world airframe experience of building this from almost scratch, a kit build. And this allowed me to experience all that, even get into power plant and really understand how engines work in airframe and go really in depth that a lot of other students have the opportunity to do around here.
The airplane's a couple months away from flying yet. We're hoping to get through the flight testing phase this summer, and then once we get it painted, it's going to make some magic with teaching people how to fly.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, and thanks so much for joining Sam Baker and I. But I'm telling you, Jessica and Peyton are doing a great job out there too. I'm envious of those two, just getting a chance to run around out here at Sun and Fun. And if you're just joining us, that's where we are. The Sun and Fun Fly-In, 2-year or 1-year hiatus,
Yep.
but we're back.
We're back, and this segment of Sports Central brought to us by Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches, 2 locations in Lakeland. So you want lunch, freaky fast lunch, head over to Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. I think I had a Jimmy John's in the Minneapolis airport a week and a half ago.
They're a good sandwich.
Good, really good.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. But a lot of restaurants closed down up there. Oh,
Yeah, a little different.
well, it's a lot different than Florida, and we count our blessings because we are in Central Florida's Polk County, right here in Lakeland at the 2021 Sun and Fun Fly-In. And Sam, this has been going on for so many years, and one of the guys that started Sun and Fun, and they talk about these events, many of these events starting in adult drinking establishments on the back of a napkin or the front of a napkin or both. And that guy that was part of that initial group, Gene Engel. Of course, he's in the Polk County Sports Hall of Fame, Duffy and the rest of them. But John Leanhouse, we just call him Lights, and Greg Gibson, the 2 guys right now that are running the show and doing a fantastic job. Another great partnership between the city of Lakeland and either a public or a private or a nonprofit organization, and that's what we're looking at and involved in right here. Well, speaking of nonprofit, because it is a nonprofit, there's a lot of educational stuff going on here, but we're going to get educated. He's going to learn us, and that's our next guest, and his name is Mr. Kris Keprios, and that's with a K, both Kris and Keprios, if you're just wondering how to spell his name. But I'm sure Mark Cuddy, our producer, will have it up on the screen. I know that was kind of a boring intro for Kris, and he's a pretty exciting guy, but he is the Senior Director of Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing for Visit Central Florida. And Kris, thanks so much for joining us. You've been around the organization for almost 20 years, and I don't think there's anybody that had a sadder look on his face than when things shut down a year ago. But when tourism shut down, so did the economy in Florida. It's our state's largest industry. I'm going to flip that coin right back over because tourism is the industry that's bringing the Florida economy back. And it's bringing it back in a big way, but more so here in Polk County than probably any other county in the state. And I'm just trying to get a quick peek at what just took off, but it sounded like it's definitely a jet. I don't know what kind of jet. I got to look over to my son Hunter to tell me what it is. But, F-22, we're going to have the Blue Angels here. It's going to be an exciting week.
Absolutely a very exciting week. But Kris, please just...
It's the beauty of doing a show live out on location, right? But no, you mentioned, Mark, how sad we all were when things shut down, but it makes it that much sweeter to see events like this back in business and going again and at full throttle, really, for Sun and Fun. To come out here today, see all the people milling around, it's awesome, and it's a sign that things are back and coming back. So we're seeing that too, not just in big events like this, but just in general leisure travel. So it's an exciting time, and we're glad to see it. I'm just wondering how the order was done today, because I have to follow Miss Florida. Really?
All right, save the best for last, right, Kris?
I guess, yeah. I'll look at it that way.
No, that's really a good positive way to look at it.
Yeah, no, of course. I build those that we were around, so that's what I'm here for.
That's fantastic. Well, Kris, you know, as looking at the numbers and all of the things that are happening now, it almost seems like things are just right back to where we were pre-COVID. But there are some things that are a little bit different. I think the consumer's mindset has changed. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of ways we're behaving and acting differently. But there are some activities, if you will, or some market segments that are really hot right now. And one of those is the outdoor market. Another is the RV industry. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in both of those.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, things are feeling like they're back to normal, but there's going to be a new normal, and the way people travel has changed forever. They're going to expect different things. They're going to want to know about cleanliness from here on out, those kind of standards. But yes, outdoors, we've talked about it. Polk County outdoors has always been our wheelhouse. We have great outdoor amenities and attractions, just natural social distancing things. But RV, we've always had that, but we've had just perfect timing. 2 brand new RV resorts, high-end RV resorts came online at the beginning of this year of 2021, and they're doing very, very well. And we're working very closely with them to make sure we promote the outdoor market, the RV market, because it's one we haven't really had our hand in that much in the past because we haven't had the supply. Now we do. We have a huge partnership with Camping World in Coleman, a promotion that's going to be launching in the next week. So we're excited about that, and we're definitely seeing big gains in the RV outdoor market, golf, water sports, things that people can do outside. Those markets have just exploded.
Well, I think also, I'm sorry, Sam, I didn't mean to jump on you there, but you know, that whole effort, that energy, you know, a lot of that was, or all of it was supported by and encouraged by the Board of County Commissioners. You know, they see it as a business. It's a big business in Florida, number one in Polk County too. I mean, 20-some thousand people are employed in the tourism industry. So, you know, that type of teamwork and support that you get from the county commission has got to be really important.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, from the county commission to our TDC board, we talk about us. We really about a year ago today, we developed a comprehensive plan, started from the ground up, to really key in on those major outdoor markets. And our TDC board, all the way up to the Board of County Commissioners, were so supportive of that direction. They saw that vision as well, and we're seeing it now paying off because we have these 2 new resorts that have opened, and just the booming business of the golf market, and being able to see the fruits of that labor a year ago. Again, all the credit goes to the Board of County Commissioners, our TDC board, our committees, our marketing committee, our arts and culture committee. All those things that we planned a year ago are starting to pay off and pay off big time as we see big gains in tourism tax collections as a result.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it too goes back to, and please jump in at any point because you're the expert, but it goes back to the long-term investment years back and the thoughts on diversifying what Polk County is involved in, and understanding that the more we have spread and diversifying what we do in general, it prepares an organization and an area if something like this were to ever happen. You know, the thoughts and towards sports and marketing and everything that Polk County has taken and making sure that we have not just everything in tourism, but also in sports, and not everything just in sports, but also in tourism and the attractions that we have here. It's proven beneficial for Polk County.
Well, you know, Kris, you know, I think great observation by Sam, and Kris, what's so important is, you know, sports has really led the comeback of tourism at least in Polk County, that is, and we're so far ahead of virtually everybody else simply because of the sports industry. But that isn't just competitive sporting events. You know, what you've done in the outdoor industry with golf, you know, we talked to Brock a little bit earlier, and water sports, and what's going on there with the cable park and all of this is just nothing short of phenomenal. But it's sort of recession resistant, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and you look at the foundation that was laid. We always talk about supply side. The cable park opened up right before almost all this started happening, and now they're seeing the fruits of all the promotion and everything right before the pandemic. They're booming. Stream Song Resort, another one. I mean, there's no tee times available out there. They're full. So yeah, we're seeing all of that hard work pay off, and sports really did, lead the way, and now we're seeing leisure travel come back in a bigger and better way. So it really is. It's come full circle since the pandemic started, and because we have that diversified portfolio, we're not just a meetings and conventions destination. We are so diverse, from sports all the way to leisure travel, and by the way, meetings, conventions. We have that portfolio to help us in those times, and we're not just the one-trick pony that you hear about.
And they're almost complementary and relying on each other sometimes, because no one wants to go play in a soccer tournament when in the middle of a field with nothing else around them. So when you have things like Legoland 15 minutes away, or Bach Tower another 20, or downtown Lakeland or Winter Haven all around you, and it makes it much more makes it much more attractive for that team to come out here and play, and then also gets them spending more in Polk County and really boosting the economy.
Well, this is sort of a two-pronged question, but if you take a look, Kris, and what you said earlier about we're not just a one-trick pony. I'm sort of paraphrasing there, but the diversification of our portfolio has made an enormous difference compared to, which ties into Sam's question about investing in infrastructure. That model is not a normal model. It's so far out there. But if you look at powerhouses with hundreds of millions of dollars to spend in marketing, and they're having a hard time moving the needle, those two examples, one would be Orlando, the second would be Las Vegas. And again, like you said, they rely on a couple of markets. Anything outside of that, not so much.
Yeah. Well, and it also goes back, like you mentioned earlier, to the foresight and the vision of our board, the Board of County Commissioners, the TDC board. Things were really tough a year ago today and through the pandemic, but our board and our leadership had the foresight to build up our reserves. So we were able to stay in our international markets when others had to pull out because they didn't have adequate reserves. So UK, Latin America, we were able to, on the leisure travel side, travel trade side, stay top of mind there while others were not able to do that. So now when things do come back, we're going to be at the forefront and others are still trying to catch up. So having those reserves built up, having that planning and foresight have paid off big dividends now that things are gearing back up.
Well, you've got a commission that supports that. A county manager in Bill Beasley and Ryan Taylor, his deputy, has said, no, go. Get that business back as fast as you can. And, you take a look at our track record here in Polk County and the safety of Florida compared to lockdown states like New York and California. There's no comparison. Commerce is thriving. Things are back to almost, I don't think it'll ever be normal again, but, as normal is going to be.
Yeah.
So, we've got to give credit where credit is due there as well. Open those doors and, okay, go for it, boys. Yeah. It's always kind of strange when you see, you're sitting here and all the planes are around you and you see a Tyrannosaurus Rex walking down the pathway. I'm not sure what the heck that's all about. You can't see it unless you have 360 vision, but we've got everything here at Sun and Fun, and here to tell us a little bit more about what else is going on, and maybe even the Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever I'm looking at over there is going to be Jessica and Peyton. Take it away, girls.
Hello, I'm Peyton with Visit Central Florida, and we're out here at Sun and Fun. I'm going to try some of the food, which is my favorite part of the event. We're at Sarasota Smokehouse, and I have a mac and cheese bowl topped with pulled pork. There's many different food options for anyone to try at Sun and Fun, so let's take a tour and see what else they have. One of the staples here at Sun and Fun are the Amish donuts. I'm with Regina here at Peachy's Baking Company. Tell me a little about the business.
We're a small family business. We're based out of Sarasota, and we've been coming to Sun and Fun for quite a few years. It's one of our favorite events as far as the people and just, the things to do around here.
What makes this event unique for you guys to come to?
We really enjoy just the activities that happen during the day and after. We're able to obviously watch air shows while we're working. It's a great part of it, and then it's just a very fun atmosphere and environment to be in.
What are some of the unique selling points on your menu, and what makes your donuts so unique that everyone wants to come try them while they're here?
It's definitely become a tradition here. Like in the mornings, a lot of the campers come out, get dozens, take back to the camp. Our donuts are unique. They're a yeast-risen sourdough, so they're kind of the light and fluffy. All the ingredients are made in the trailer. Everything's fresh. That's what makes them unique.
As you can see, the food here at Sun and Fun is definitely something to experience. But if you don't mind me, I'm going to try my first Peachy's donut.
Well, thank you very much, Jessica and Peyton. They do a great job, don't they?
So good.
Oh, my gosh. Well, everybody, welcome back. This is segment number 4 of Sports Central here live at Sun and Fun, and we are just having a ball here. But, Sam, we have somebody to thank.
Absolutely. Have to always thank Days Inn and Suites of Lakeland, fantastic partners of Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing, and the sponsor of this segment of Sports Central.
Well, great stuff, and we're getting fired up, too, because the Jets are getting fired up, and I think you guys can hear them out there. At least you probably can. But the fact of the matter is, we got to bring you up to speed on what's happening here outside of Sun and Fun in the next few weeks. And, Sam, this is really going to be a fun event, that is a golf tournament that you're pulling together for Miss Florida.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we got a chance to talk with Brock and with Miss Florida, because both of them fit together so well, and we're going to have the 2021 Miss Florida Golf Classic actually on what is it now? It's going to be the 26th of...
Monday the 26th.
Yep, 26th of April out at Eaglebrook. And there are still opportunities for teams if you want to get out there. Head over to missflorida.org, and you'll be able to figure out more opportunities for, say, even sponsorship or just to play. It's going to be an absolute fun time. Want to make sure everyone gets out there and sees it.
Well, another one. Same time, same bat channel, all of that type of fun stuff. Ironman 70.3 in Haines City this, well,
would have been last week, would have been last Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely, but wow, what an exciting but things got changed around. We're actually going to have 2 Ironmans this year. Sort of breaking the news there. But Sam, tell us about that one, because Ironman is huge.
Ironman is huge, a fantastic event that takes so many pieces to put together. Everyone from Polk County Sports Marketing to the city of Hayden City, to the Polk County Commission and everyone that's there to really make sure that this is an event that brings in people really from all over the world, competitors from Colombia, Argentina, Europe, all over the world, just to come to Central Florida's Polk County to compete in a triathlon. So it's an amazing feat.
Well, you guys aren't taking, in the sports department, aren't taking your foot off the accelerator. I mean, it's down all the way to the floorboard, and soccer is still going strong, which is exciting. And I think it's the Region C Cup, which is thousands of athletes coming in to play, world's most popular game.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. FYSA there, home at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. They're going to be hosting their Region C Commissioner Cup Finals this coming weekend, the 24th and the 25th. You won't want to miss that one either. Also, it'll be a big announcement there on a new partnership out there at the Lake Myrtle Sports Park between the city of Auburndale and actually now Bond Clinic. So want to make sure that you all also get to see that event out there too.
Well, it's good stuff. Let's go indoors for a second. The events nonstop, pretty much booked up through the end of the calendar year. Raylan Desart has just been rocking it in terms of booking events in there. Yep. But you have, basketball in a box or something, some tournament like that, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of different things that go in there. The Winter Haven, the Advent Health Fieldhouse is a very very diverse and can hold so many different things. But Get Buckets Live, or GBL basketball, will be in there. We're also going to have on April 30th the AAU Taekwondo tournament in there as well. There is a multitude of things that can go out there. So.
Well, the Cornhole Championships, that was exciting to watch as well.
Definitely.
That was 8 hours on ESPN total in terms of live coverage. And then re-airs. I mean, that was amazing. ESPN2, excuse me.
Yep, amazing coverage and fantastic. Very thankful for that partnership. But speaking of partners, we have to thank Spring Hill Suites, the Hampton Inn of Winter Haven, Hawk Communications, the Ledger, and the Hilton Garden Inn of Lakeland. Literally could not do this and what we do without those great partnerships.
Well, don't forget about our ugly sister show that this guy hosts over here, and that is Sports Central on WLKF 96.5, 1430 a.m. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Jessica and Peyton, for being live here at Sun and Fun. We appreciate it. We appreciate you, everybody. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, the Public Information Office, I think I said that right, with Mayanne Nelson and Mark Cuddy, our producer. This is Mark Jackson for Sam Baker. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you again next time